All right, well, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Chamber Podcast. My name is Rob Johnson. A very special remote episode today as I am on location in Louisville, Kentucky, broadcasting from my hotel room. So joining me in our studio in Brighton is Lyon Township DDA Director Amy Allen. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited. I enjoy. I talk with some of the team from our DDA here in Brighton from time to time, and I always find it interesting, kind of the mechanics of how this type of organization works. So before we dive into the bits and pieces, a couple of things to clarify. So we're talking about the Lyon Township DDA, not South Lyon, the city.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct. We're neighbors, friendly neighbors, but we are separate entities altogether.
All right. So there's no competition going on. You guys aren't doing a bunch of contests and
Nope. There's plenty of business and residents for all of us. So we like to have friendly competitions between events and everything, but we are promoting the Greater Brighton, Greater Lyon Township, Greater South Lyon, Milford area. So all inclusive of this eastern side of the state.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about how you came to be the director of the Lyon Township DDA.
Well, for me personally, it was a complete career switch recently. Prior to this, I had spent 20 years in Parks and Recreation. I had served previously. The most recent position I had was at South Lyon Area Recreation Authority. I was their director for 10 years. Through COVID, there was a lot of reshuffling, did some introspection, and decided that I kind of wanted to branch into something new and tackle a new challenge, and heard about the job position opening for the Lyon Township DDA. And through my previous employment, I had a lot of connections with local business owners. I had a lot of experience with events and community in the area, and just seemed like a natural fit for me over that. But it's definitely been a learning experience. It's something completely new. So I kind of feel like I'm going to school again. But I'm completely interested in all of the different aspects of government and how that works with the community. So a little bit of on-the-job training, but it's been a fascinating experience, and I absolutely love working with the residents and the local business owners.
That's great. So tell me what role the DDA serves in Lyon Township and how it functions and why residents should care about this type of organization.
Absolutely. It's kind of a basic 101 of what our Downtown Development Authority does. Is the mission is really to promote public and private growth in our area and to help assist with growth for residential, business, industrial communities, and really to help create a vibrant community where people live, work, and play. So we want to promote that economic development in the area, which in turn helps raise tax value for property owners. And we're offering events to the community that bring new visitors into the area, which helps stimulates the local economy. So really, it's an opportunity to have one branch of the area focusing just on raising those property values, bringing in new businesses, making sure the residents have adequate facilities and infrastructure for their downtown. So it's a really important organization to have. Not every community does, but I think you can really see a difference in the communities that do.
I've often wondered, I know sometimes it varies from township to township or city to city, but how do residents play a role inside of the DDA, and how can people take an active part in this type of group?
Yeah. Well, personally for Lyon Township, I am the only paid staff member. So I am a party of one when it comes to that. So all of our committees and our board are all volunteers that have an active and invested interest in the community. So if local residents are looking for ways to get involved, whether they have a local business in the area, whether they utilize local businesses in the area, they're welcome to apply to be on the DDA board or to volunteer in our committees. So the DDA that we have is broken down into 4 main areas. So we have a subcommittee that deals with organization. So it's our members that are on our executive board that deal with the funding, bylaws, not traditionally the fun items when it comes to a DDA. But we also have a committee that deals with design and appearance. So they're volunteers that deal with what do they want to see their downtown to look like, whether it's planters, landscaping, road design, things like that. We also have a committee that deals with economic vitality. So that's more people that like to get involved to help businesses recruit new businesses to the area, help with business financing, entrepreneurial programs. And then lastly, kind of the more popular group of the DDA is our promotions committee, which they deal with all of the promotional activities that bring new people into our area. So it's putting on events like our Music on the Grand Summer Concert Series, our Lighting Up the Grand Christmas event. We do Halloween events. So all of those types of things are all run by volunteers. So last year alone, we had over 1,000 volunteer hours put in by local volunteers. So really, there's an opportunity for everybody to get involved.
That's great. It sounds like there's a lot of mechanics happening behind the scenes where it comes to committees. And there's one thing I know about committees, it can be very difficult to come to a consensus on what type of flowers everyone wants in the hanging baskets and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we try to keep those to smaller committees that we deal with, except for that promotions committee, which is when it comes to those bigger events, all help is welcome on those. But we have a really great group of individuals. They all have their own opinions, but we've been really lucky so far that we're able to come to a consensus usually. And we have a lot of great subcontractors that work with us through the township too. Their engineering services, their planning services. So they attend our meetings on a regular basis too to help guide us in those decisions.
So, what's a day in the life like for you as the director? What are you doing from day to day? And is it? I imagine it's always changing.
It's always changing, which is one of the things that I love about this job. I go in, I'm a person who likes to have a list. I like to check things off of my list, and that rarely ever happens anymore. It could be, I have a set list of things that I'm going to do that day. I could get a call from a business owner that might be having a problem with plumbing in her area, and she needs to talk to somebody in the building department to the township. So it's making a connection there, helping business owners find resources. I might be meeting with somebody to help give them information about small business loans. I'm also helping with the chamber with ribbon cutting events and grand opening events. So it might be organizing one of those, helping promote on social media, creating flyers, marketing materials, maintaining all of the budgeting, all the bylaws, managing those things. Lots of meetings between all the committees and my board. So it's managing minutes, it's putting together agendas, it's making phone calls. I mean, every day is something different. And then obviously the promotions events, you get to go out to the community, you're putting on concerts, you're setting up barricades. I like to get my hands dirty, so I'm out there pounding posts into the grounds when we're putting up scarecrows in the fall. But it's just great to make those connections. It's a lot of business lunches, which I love to do, which I get to all the restaurants in our area and help experience all those different business communities. So I really enjoy it, but it's completely different every day. It just depends on what phone call or email comes in.
What are a couple of things that residents and even yourself are excited about coming up this year? I know you'd mentioned you have an annual festival that you prep for. So what are some things that residents and even yourself are looking forward to this year?
Yeah, we had last year was our first annual Music on the Grand Summer Concert Series. One of the things that we struggled with in Lyon Township is that our traditional downtown doesn't really have a civic space that we're able to do a lot of activities at. So we had a unique opportunity to partner with the largest property holder in our downtown, which is the New Hudson United Methodist Church. And we entered into a user agreement. So they have a lot of green space that's right along Grand River, and they've allowed us to run our events there. So we're able to run these summer concerts. We're able to do these Halloween events, trunk or treating programs. So our Music on the Grand Summer Concert Series, we bring out a band. We have a large stage from Oakland County Parks and Recreation. We invite a different food truck out to each event, and we offer businesses the opportunity to come down and host an activity. We'll give them a 10 by 10 space, and as long as they're hosting some sort of activity for the family or kids, then there's no charge for them to participate. And just a family fun event that we like to put on there. And as I said, last year was our first time, so we probably started off with maybe only 40 participants coming out to our first concert. By the end of the season, we had about 250 come out to our last concert. And this year,
Oh,
things
wow.
are, yeah. So we're very happy to see that there's growth, there's word of mouth. So this year, we're really looking forward to it. We've got some new bands coming out. We are working with a local law office, Julie Paquette Law, and they're actually sponsoring some transportation for seniors this year, which we're really excited about. One of the difficulties with the location is just the traffic on Grand River there. So it's difficult for people sometimes to get in and out of that parking area. So we're making sure we have adequate volunteers to help direct traffic there. We've worked with the schools to allow overflow parking at Dolson Elementary, which is just a block away. But the law office of Julie Paquette is actually sponsoring busing transportation that'll be shuttling between the Center for Active Adults over in South Lyon and Abbey Park. So we're providing free transportation for the senior communities that want to come out and enjoy the concerts this summer, which is completely new for us. So we're really excited about it. And then we're also putting together it's a first-time event for us. It's a volunteer appreciation event. So anybody that volunteered last year in 2022, they're being invited out to our July 19th concert. We're going to provide them with a meal, a gift bag, and a certificate of appreciation. And we've got lots of great stuff planned for that concert. We've got a Beatles tribute band that's going to be out there, toppermost. We've got Mission Church is providing food for all of the volunteers that are going to be out there. And then we're working with Oakland County Parks and Recreation again, and they're going to have a bubble zone for the kids. They're going to have a giant mural that the community can paint. They're going to have a tie-dye area. We're going to have free ice cream from our sponsor that evening, South Lyon Fence Company, free face painting. There's going to be tons of stuff available for people at that event, but each one of the concerts that runs this summer will have different activities at each, so you won't get bored. We have everything, like I said, from the Beatles tribute band to country music to rock music, top 40s. We have a reggae band, One Love Reggae, that's going to be playing, so we're really excited this year.
That sounds like a lot going on. If people in the Lyon Township and obviously South Lyon and neighboring areas, if they want to know more about these events that are coming up and when these specific bands are playing, where would they go and look for that?
Yep, we maintain a website called, it's www.funonthegrand.com. So you can navigate through there. We have an events listing that has all of our events that are coming up, a calendar on it. Also an area for sponsors that want to get involved, a section for volunteers. So if they want to get involved, they just navigate through that site and it'll give all the contact information. And you can also find us on social media platforms. We're on Facebook and Instagram.
Great. That's great. So Amy, anything else with the DDA going on that you want to let the listeners know about before we wrap up today?
I would just encourage you to follow us on social media. We've got lots of great things coming up, like I said, with events, but we've also got lots of great businesses in our district that we encourage you to come out and visit. We've got some new retail shops that are focusing on Michigan-made products, got some new restaurants in the area, photographers that are moving in. So just lots of really great things that it's important to follow, and it's important for all of us. The chamber knows this well, that we need to support local so we can help our community grow. So we like to see that and get the word out to everybody. So share those social media postings, follow us, and visit our website for more information.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you stopping into our studio today. I wish I could be there in person.
You're missing 80-degree weather, so you're missing out.
I know. I'm in Louisville right now. It's a little bit even warmer here, but I much rather prefer the Michigan climate. So
nice. Well, thank you very much for
Very
having
good.
me. This is a great opportunity.
Thank you, Amy.
Take care.
All right, everyone, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the Chamber Podcast. I appreciate you all watching, listening. We will have a new episode next week. And if you can do me a favor and leave a review on your favorite social media platform, that lets us know how we're doing. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next week. Take care.